Hey guys! It's Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today we're diving into the Capricorn April 2022 reading. Yay! So, this is our second to last zodiac reading for the month of April. So, tomorrow will be the last one. We're going to be ending off with our fishy friends, Pisces. So, today we're going to be diving into not only the monthly reading, this is our handy dandy little list, but I'm going to be taking a look at the health, wealth, love, and career as it pertains to Capricorn, any opportunities that may be coming your way, and possible blocks so we can pay attention to those and possibly avoid them. And then we'll go into a viewer's choice where I'll pose a couple of questions and then you guys get to vote, those that are live in the chat today, which question they would like me to pull cards for. We'll go into a healing using these awesome Tibetan singing bowls that I'm borrowing from James. And then we'll close up our circle and I'll do my gratitudes. So I like to cast a circle so that everybody within the circle energetically, no matter where you are, because energy does not know space or time, we get the best, clearest, and most wonderful messages for our best and highest good within the circle that we cast. All right, if you guys would like to know more about me, my information is down below. You can check out my website, you can check out my newsletter, which just came out a couple of days ago. So thank you to the almost 400 people that are signed up with my newsletter, getting all the witchy goodness and recipes and YouTube channels and books that I'm reading and all that good stuff. And those of you that have checked out my Patreon page and my Leon Mystery School and Desert Cauldron, which actually, I'm going to be borrowing a few things from actually Desert Cauldron today. It's a shop that James and I own, and we have a lot of handmade goods and goods made by local artisans from the local reservations here in Arizona. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and cast that circle, shall we? So, I have my Tibetan singing bowl here. I like to use sound to break up the energy so that we can get ourselves nice and settled and ready for a reading. Such beautiful energy. Okay, so this reading is for our Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, or perhaps you have Capricorn elsewhere in the chart or friends, family that are Capricorns and you just want to get a better understanding of what's going on for the month for them. I'm going to be incorporating the elements into our casting of the circle because I will be calling in the elemental energies from the 4 directions. So I'm going to be using water first. And this is my Florida water. Again, you don't physically have to be here with me. It's the intention that the water has that I put out there to just help to cleanse the area. Just making sure everything is for our best and highest good, like I said. Okay. Then I want to bring out fire. So I have this lovely brown candle here for us for a bit of grounding for our Capricorns. All right, since it's a brand new candle, just give the flame a moment to do a little touch down as it goes down the wick. And the AC is on, so it's kind of blowing all over the place. All right. And then from there, I want to incorporate the air element, and I'm going to be using this stick of Palo Santo. Oh, it smells so amazing. One of my favorite scents, next to sweetgrass. Okay. And then incorporating the earth element, I'm actually borrowing this beautiful Brazilian quartz from, well, it is Brazilian quartz. I was going to say from Brazil. That's kind of redundant. But it's from the Diamantina mine, and it has rutile. So it's a rutilated Brazilian quartz. that titanium oxide, just super cool in there. And so I'm going to be using this for my wand for casting of the circle, and also posing as the earth element in the 4 elements that I have here. So let's go ahead and pull in that elemental energy for the casting of our circle. To the north is to the right of me, so I'm going to go ahead and call in the elementals of the north. And so just getting nice and grounded, pulling down source energy down through my highest chakras, down through my heart, my arms, into this beautiful crystal appendage, blowing out blue light. And here we go. Calling in the elemental energies of the north to help us cast our circle today. Calling in the elemental energies of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elemental energies of the south to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elemental energies of the west to help us to cast our circle today. The circle is cast, let our work begin. And so it is. All right, so like I said, I'm borrowing this from James, actually from James's Light of Raga shop on Etsy. So all right, go over the decks that we're going to be using. So the first deck is the Mystic Fairy Tarot, the Lavish Earth Oracle, the Essential Oils Healing deck, and of course my Wally's World Oracle, because Wally Wallito. And if you are interested in my deck, the link is down below. Sumi loves the Hawaiian shirt. Dude, I was just feeling all kinds of surfer vibes. Maybe, you know, I kind of miss San Diego. It's my hometown. All right, I'm also going to be using V-Love and Crystals, also V-Love and Tarot, her Feelings in Bloom deck. Just felt it was appropriate for this time of year, especially in the northern hemisphere, since we have gone into spring. And I know that there's been the change of season down under in our southern hemisphere. So all of our friends down there are going into the cooler months. I'm also going to bust out the Good Karma Tarot. And lastly, the Animal Love Oracle cards. Yay! Okay. On that note, I have my best friend. She created this spring spread. It's actually quite a few cards, but I figured the questions were pertinent for a change of season, whether you're in the north or the south. So although they may seem more springy, I do believe that the questions would be helpful for taking a look into what April has in store for our Capricorn friends. Okay, so give me a moment to pull all of these cards. And in the meantime, you guys get cozy. For me, it's after dinner, so I'm just chillaxing. Had some Kraft macaroni and cheese. Sometimes you just want the mac and cheese, like the kind with the electric orange powder. You know, it's like full of chemicals and it's totally fake, but there's just something just so comforting about it. So yeah, you guys get cozy, grab a cup of tea, water, tequila. I mean, I don't know what you guys do in the evening. All right. So question number 1, question: what gift is being offered to Capricorn in April? Energies will help them to plant their new projects. What energies will help them to plant their new projects? What area of their life needs nourishment? What area of their life needs nourishment? Ooh, okay. All right. That'll be that card. Dun, 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 dun. All right. And what strength can I showcase in April 2020? What strength can I showcase in April? And what area of their life needs refreshing? What area of their life needs refreshing? And what needs to be in your life right now? What needs to be in your life right now? And how can we stabilize what's already pleasant? And what door is opening up for them? Okay. All right. So those are all the cards from the Mystic Fairy Tarot. Now I want to pull a few crystal cards. I'm going to pull 3 crystal cards from the Lavish Earth Oracle these are crystals that, perhaps you may want to utilize in April. If you don't have them, that's fine. Maybe you can find something similar, of similar energy, or you can meditate on the crystal in an oracle deck or an image online. I still believe you can get benefit from the crystal through that means, but of course having it physically in your hands is going to be quite a bit different in energy. All right, so let's pull 3 crystals for Capricorn. April. Let's go, Cappy. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. All right. And then last, sort of, for this particular spread, 1 card from the Essential Oils Healing deck. Perhaps this is an essential oil that you can utilize. Maybe you want to utilize the herb, or again, something very similar. All right. There we go. Boom. And to get us started off, let's go ahead and take a look at Wally's World. KO, hey, how are you? All right, so Wally, what does Capricorn have in store for April? Or what does April have in store for Capricorn? All right, so we are already on the 2nd. Anybody have any April Fool's shenanigans yesterday? So yesterday on the Instagrams, I had tried to trick people into thinking that I had gotten like a pixie cut and dyed my hair purple, which wouldn't be a bad thing because I have had a pixie cut many times before. But now if I want to dye my hair, I just use wigs because it's faster, it's easier. I can dye my hair or have all sorts of colors for hair. But for now, I like my long hair. Okay. All right, Wally has spoken. Okay, let's put these cards away. Okay. All right, Wally. Okay, so the card that popped out, this is actually the Vatican, the Vaticina in Rome, Italia. So a picture that was taken by me. Oh. Okay, so this is kind of a, well, I don't want to say this is a big thing for Capricorn because literally all the signs have had something quite major. And as a double entendre, because there's been major arcana cards and it's been kind of like major for all of the signs. But I see a toppling of long-held beliefs within our Capricorn friends in whatever form that may manifest. But long-standing beliefs are usually held within our core beliefs, held within those things that drive our day-to-day, it drives our behavior, the people that we hang out with, and the surroundings that we place ourselves in. So I do see a starting to crumble some of those long-held beliefs. I don't see this as some sort of punishment or negative, because it's good that we go back and we check on these beliefs. Is there anything that has shifted and changed? Have we taken in some, information that has caused us to think differently about a particular way of living or being, or how our world operates? So when it comes to Capricorn, it looks like there's going to be some cracks and things are going to start falling in terms of particular belief system. And like I said, this is not a bad thing. This is a great thing. This shows evolution. This shows change, transformation. It's the death card. It's an ascending. So this is fantastic. All right. So let's go ahead and start turning these cards over. So we're going to go into card number 1. What is hatching for our Capricorn friends in April 2022? Let's see. I'm like, because most of the signs have been a major arcana card for the first card. I believe it was Leo that had a court card for the first card, and then was it Scorpio? Scorpio that had just a minor arcana card, but everybody else has been a major arcana card. So let's see. Okay, it's minor. So this is the 10 of Cups. Okay, so what I'm getting here, especially this happy picture between these two elementals here, I'm getting just a refresh, or kind of a renewed sense of satisfaction and love when it comes to that which you call family. I don't really see this as your DNA family. I mean, parts of them, I guess, be in there, but this is the family that you have chosen to surround yourself with. So these are, your closest friends and all of that. And I'm seeing just taking a look at who you've chosen to be around, the neighbors that you've chosen to kind of be around. Sometimes we kind of take a look into particular, homes, neighborhoods, apartment complexes, and we decide, that's kind of where I can go. I think I would be okay here. And also thinking about the people that you allow in and feeling pretty good, because there may have been a lot of changeover. You may have had a, parting of ways from friends, maybe in the past, year or two, new people kind of coming in. And I do see this like satisfaction and feeling pretty good. And from this feeling pretty good, feeling like your reserves are filled up so that you can create some wonderful things in April. Because if we feel like we don't have a good support system or a good foundation, it's very hard to create from that. If we feel like we're surrounded by people that we cannot trust, then of course, yes, it's going to be very hard to work on things that you're passionate about and things that you love. However, if you're surrounded by kind, care, loving people that have your best interest at heart and deeply care about you for who you are and not for who they presume you to be, then that is such a more rich and fertile place to create from. And so I do believe that that is what's hatching for our Capricorn friends this month, is that you're feeling great with the people that you've surrounded yourself with, feeling that good energy. Now let's create some wonderful things. All right, going into question number 2. So what gift is being offered to you, Capricorn? Ooh, we have the Fool. And well, we did just have April Fool's Day. So what gift is being offered to you with this renewed sense of energy and feeling good about your foundation and your support structure? You are now, or I would say it's more obvious to you, because it's always there available to you, but it's more obvious to you now that you can go and try something outside your comfort zone. Okay, like I said before, if you're surrounded by shady people, shisty people, we may not have the confidence to try something new or different. However, surrounded by love, there is a renewed sense of confidence. And so that gift is being offered to you. Like I said, the gift is always there, but sometimes we don't feel confident enough to take it. And so that is a like, hey, Capricorn, you want to try that thing you always wanted to, but was kind of unsure. Well, now you know that you have people that, or you have a group of people that have your back and maybe would like to try it along with you. Sumi said, I just received the message, don't believe everything you hear. Just keep that in mind. Remember, guys, that anybody in the chat, if you get some intuitive hits, definitely place it here so we can get a more well-rounded message. All right, so the third card, what energies will help you to plant those new projects? Okay, so let's say, you got the energetic juice I'm creating, and how am I going to really solidify and plant those ideas, those things that I got cooked up in my mind, and I want to put them into the material world, into the 3D world? What energy will help me to do that? And we have the 10 of Wands. And so with this, I'm getting a time to, with this change of season, take a look at your schedule each day. What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the early afternoon, mid-afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, late evening, and see where there can be a bit of a refresh, because it seems like You may have a lot of extraneous things on your to-do list and on your schedule, your agenda. Things that maybe have just been there for a while and you just kind of continue to do them just because you've done them for so long. Although it may be time to be like, okay, there is an easier way to do this that would save me a ton of time. Those kinds of things. You're looking at the schedule, seeing how can we clear some of this up? How can I, change this up a bit so I'm not spending so much time on this, so I have more free time and time for spirituality hour, or time for myself, which is, should be your spirituality hour, and those kinds of things. So if you really want to solidify those projects, you're going to have to free up some of that schedule. And I would say definitely make sure that you're listening to the heart and a lot less from the ego, because the ego is going to say that you need to literally take on the whole world every single day, but who has energy for that? Listen to the heart, listen to your body, and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do right now. It's a lot different than what I've been doing previously, but there's always time for change. Okay, going into our fourth card. So what area of your life is going to need a little bit of nourishment? Ooh, the devil. So where are you? Maybe I would say this is more like addictions that, because we all have addictions of all sorts. Some people are addicted to retail therapy. Some people are addicted to chocolate. We all have our various addictions. So where can you take a look at the things that you would call yourself addicted to, and which ones are having a more negative effect when it comes to your well-being? So that could be your physical health, it could be your mental health, emotional health, and start taking a look at maybe releasing those things. And if you feel a hesitation about releasing those things, then you may want to get into meditation and start going into the core, like peeling back the layers. That whole card that I pulled at the very beginning, which was a shaking up of that foundation of the old way of being and belief system. So that old belief system may have had you utilizing certain things just to get by day to day. Maybe some of those things are starting to take a toll on you. So you may want to work on those things. And as you take a look deeper, it may be coming from some old traumas or, something like that. So just a little bit of shadow work, working on that, releasing those things, free up your energy so you can go create those projects. Perhaps lean on some of those close friends that you've brought into your energetic circle. All right, going into card number 5. So what strength, Capricorn, can you showcase in April 2022? We have the 8 of Swords. Okay, you guys are fantastic Rubik's Cube solvers, meaning you guys can solve puzzles that other people have a hard time seeing because maybe they have a hard time getting out of their situation and gaining a higher perspective. You're very good at seeing people in particular situations where they feel stuck or I don't know what to do next, and you're able to see, okay, kind of like a chessboard, they could go do this, and this would totally free them up. This would definitely help out their mental health. This would definitely, help out their relationships. You're very good at that. And that's something, you can employ for yourself as well. And if you find that you have a hard time with it, then definitely call on those people that you've brought into your circle to help you out. Because you're not a lone wolf, you're part of the pack, the pack that you have created. So yeah, see how you can employ that strength in April. If there are any coworkers, friends who are just feeling a bit stuck, and what would you do in this situation? They might even come to you, or you might just intuitively know that maybe they need somebody to listen to them, and you can offer some kind advice. Hey, you might want to try this, or this. And like I said, you're very good at solving puzzles, especially for others. All right. Let's go into question number 6. So what area is going to need a bit of a refresh? All right, we have the 2 of Wands. Okay, I'm still seeing this as a bit of a like your to-do list, how you operate on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of it is steeped in long-held core beliefs. And like I said, by taking a look inward, it's time to start shaking up some of those things so you can start freeing up your energy and continuing your growth process. So here with the refresh, we have, like I said, the Two of Wands, where it's almost like certain things, yeah, it's almost like it's a repetitive message. It's the same as the other one from before, where there's just things that no longer serve you, but they served you at one time. They may have served you 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, but they don't serve who you are at the present moment. And understanding who you are at the present moment is definitely going to be some inner work, some meditation. And as you look at the things that you have scheduled for yourself on a daily basis, it's just out of date. It's time for it to fit who you are now. And so definitely a refresh your day-to-day business. Because, if you're wanting to do new things, and especially if you're going to want to adopt that Fool card and try something that you've never tried before, well, you're going to have to make sure that your day doesn't look like it did many, many, many years ago when you were energetically a different person. You're somebody else, energetically and cellularly. You're different. So if you're going to want to have that newish energy brought in, you're going to have to create that space for it. Okay, let's see. Going into question number 7. What do you guys need in your life right now? We have the 7 of Cups. Interesting, because I pulled the 7 of Cups today for my card of the day that I actually put up on my altar there. So, okay. All right. Capricorn, you may want to also try to make sure that you place yourself in different situations than you would normally place yourself in throughout the month of April. Of course, I'm not saying dangerous situations. I'm just saying if you always take a particular route home, maybe you try a different route home. If you always eat at a particular restaurant in a certain neighborhood, maybe you try a different restaurant in a different neighborhood. Just those things that seem silly, those little changes are going to open up new possibilities. Perhaps you run into somebody and you end up becoming friends with that person. Maybe at the restaurant you overhear a conversation, which would be a different kind of conversation than you would have heard in the other neighborhood that you're always frequenting. And so that gets you thinking about things, and that starts to shift and change things. So it's really about who you're surrounding yourself with. If you can change up your surroundings just a bit, you change up your opportunities. So that's something that you need in your life right now, is fresh opportunities, so that you can employ that Fool card. But in order to do that, you're going to have to shift your situations that you place yourself in. Okay, so highly recommend possibly eating somewhere else, grocery shopping somewhere else, taking a different route home. If you, let's say, are signed for like a 24-hour fitness, or one of those like Planet Fitness, and you always go to this one, maybe you try going to a different one. It's all different. It will help. Okay, let's see. Question 8. Ooh, crystals! Yay! All right, Capricorn. Let's take a look at some crystals that you guys can use for April. And like I said, you don't have to use these particular crystals. Maybe you can use ones that are similar, or you can just meditate on the image of that crystal. But of course, having it in hand is going to be a little bit different. And the first crystal, I was going to say crystal. The first crystal is turquoise. All right. Turquoise is gentle and calming by nature, but will not make you tired. It inspires an aliveness and vitality without overreaction or sensitivity. Turquoise inspires reason and balance. It helps us to be aware that we are the creators of our own life and no one is doing this to us. Turquoise makes an excellent travel stone. It has long been used for protection and is most effective when placed directly on or worn on the solar plexus. When solutions containing copper react with rocks that are rich in aluminum phosphates, beautiful turquoise is formed. There you go. So maybe you have a bit of turquoise jewelry. You know, oftentimes when you go to thrift stores and stuff, you can find some old jewelry from like the 70s. It's got a lot of turquoise in it, or maybe you have a tumbled piece of turquoise or even a raw piece. So that might be something that you want to utilize. Definitely goes along with the cards that I've already pulled. Okay, another stone that you could possibly use is blue barite. Barite is delicate and precious and is a reminder to take such good care of yourself. Nurture, pamper. You're all you've got, so eat right, care for your spirit and physical body, and above all, find things in life that make you happy. When you do this, your life is transformed. When you set this example for others, their life is transformed. Barite is often found in prismatic crystals, forming in plates resembling wings. Barite gets its name from the Greek word baris, which means heavy, since it is a high specific gravity. Blue barite. I think I have some stones that have a little bit of this in it, but I don't think I just have this particular crystal, but it sounds very interesting. And so far, you've had 2 blue stones. So maybe keep that into consideration as well. Third eye, throat. Let's see, KO said, I love turquoise. Well, there you go. Bust out some of that turquoise. Okay, and then the third stone that you could utilize if you so chose is rhodonite. I love rhodonite. I love rhodonite and rhodochrosite. 2 very lovely stones, and I have them in raw form. I have them in polished form. So yeah, definitely super heart chakra based. And wouldn't you know, a beautiful piece of rhodonite just fell from the heavens in a beautiful spherical form, and wanted to say hello to you guys. Hello. Okay, so it says rhodonite, a profound healing stone. Its energy bound to the heart. This is a beautiful choice for healing wounds and emotional scars. It is a stone of forgiveness and reconciliation through the repairing of old scars. With this healing comes a release from cords that have bound and held you back, and tension you may not have been aware of. With this release comes the freedom to move forward with a greater love for yourself and others. Every moment of forgiveness makes you lighter. Rhodonite takes its name from the Greek word rhodon, which means rose. So definitely, if you are working on bringing down some long-held beliefs, some core beliefs, really hacking away at that, you're probably going to need a heart-based stone to help you along the way. And the blue stones to help you speak the true, I was going to say the true, yeah, the true about you, and not an old version or a vision of yourself that is long gone. Okay, so with those crystals in mind, let's take a look at an essential oil that you could possibly use. So if you work with essential oils, maybe you can put a couple drops of this oil in some water, spritz it on yourself so you have that reminder. Maybe you want to work with this herb or something similar. You know, always look with what you have, of course. Okay, we have, actually, you know what? All of you guys probably do have this, and that is black pepper. All right, black pepper protects and promotes honesty. And I don't know how many of you guys had some old school parents where if you were caught lying by your parents, they would put pepper on your tongue to get you to tell the truth. I don't really know how that works, but so maybe you could utilize some pepper to help you to speak your truth in April. All right. Very interesting. All this truth coming up. Okay, taking a look into how to stabilize what's already blossomed for you, Capricorn. So these are things that you've already been working on, not the things that you may begin in April. So just to kind of solidify those things that have had your focus for quite some time. And that is the Four of Swords, and we have the Knave of Cups, which is like the Page of Cups. Oh, isn't she adorable? Okay, so let's put these together. Okay, so this kind of goes along with the crystal that I pulled, the rhodonite. So in order to stabilize the things that you've already begun, you're going to have to make sure that you're constantly checking in with your heart. And by doing that, you're doing that in meditation. How am I feeling right now emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually? Okay, journaling that, making sure that you keep a good eye on it. And at the same time, this is going to help your mental chatter. You know, if you are feeling overwhelmed, you know, with all these things, and you might be a very busy person, and like I said, you may want to try to redo that schedule of yours. It may be out of date. That will definitely also help with giving you peace of mind, so that you're not constantly thinking like, oh, I got to do this, 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 and this. You know, then there needs to probably be some things where you need to make a bit of space. But again, you know, make sure that you're giving yourself space, being gentle with yourself through all of these changes, because you're going through some big things. If you're doing a lot of questioning about what you've always believed about yourself, that's pretty big. And having a great support system is going to be helpful, but also taking care of yourself, checking in with yourself, and your self-care is going to be doubly helpful. So just kind of keep that in mind. Ko said, I was just planning to start working on my throat chakra. Hey, this reading is right on point for me. Excellent. All right. Okay, so then let's go into the final card for this spread, and that is what door is opening up for you in April of 2022. And we have the Emperor. What? All right. So the door that is opening up for you, I just see a better understanding of the real you, which is a very empowering thing. If we never take the time to evaluate how far we've come, who we used to be, why we used to think that way, why we used to do certain things, looking at who you are now, we tend to have a harder time moving forward and growing, because we may still think that we're this person from a long time ago, when in actuality you are much different now. You're a more evolved being, and by the ability to see that, to see who you are now and being proud of that, is so freaking empowering. This is like heart chakra, like root chakra, throat chakra, just and solar plexus, just boom, boom, this like whole channel right here, which is definitely going to help in other areas of your life when you truly know who you are now. Nobody can say about anything. You know, people try to bring up old stuff. Well, that's so sad for them that they live in the past, but that's not where you live. So, okay. Let's see. Let's go into then those 4 areas that I said at the very beginning of this chat. I would like to look into health, wealth, love, and career for our Capricorn friends. So let's take a look at V's deck. This is her Feelings in Bloom. Very pretty deck, by the way. All right. So let's pull those cards. Capricorn health. Capricorn health. Cappy, cappy, cappy. Cappy, cappy, Capricorn. Oh, and you know what? I did forget to mention that you guys came up in your own reading. You know, the devil card. Capricorn. All right. Health. Wealth. Love. And career. All right. All right, Capricorn. So health for Capricorn. Fearless. I expand my comfort zone. Ooh, little spider there. All right. We have been talking about taking a leap, that fool's leap. We said that at the beginning. Doing something a little bit different. Trying to go different places, go a different route home, you know, each day, go grocery shopping somewhere else, trying, you know, something that you've been a little bit too scared to try before, and you having a better support system this time around, so giving you possibly the confidence to try something new. And as you do things that are outside your comfort zone, since I'm not a a doctor nor am I a scientist, all I've known is that, what they've taught us in school and the things that I've read is the more you try things that are outside your comfort zone, which build your confidence, it actually helps to build your immune system as well. Where when we're feeling nervous and defeated and low and those types of things, that your energy really does have an effect on the physical body. So if you're feeling nervous but in a good way to try something new, and you're building confidence in that way, that actually does help with your immunity. So if you're looking to actually have great physical health, then it's going to behoove you to try things outside your comfort zone. Misha, hellos. So yay, that's amazing. That definitely goes with our reading. All right, let's take a look at wealth. And we have deja vu. I learned from familiar moments, and that is so synchronistic. I love it, because before I popped into this live chat, I was watching a YouTube video. I was watching Russell Brand, actually, and if you haven't checked out his channel, like go check it out. He talks about some interesting things. But I could have sworn that while he was talking, I literally heard that same sentence, and like that whole clip, like it was probably only like 10 seconds long, but I could have sworn I just saw it, like he just did that, but it's like he was doing it again, and it was like. And James was also saying that he's been experiencing some deja vu. So interesting with that. Take that message as you will, but this deja vu card just, had me remember. So when it comes to your wealth, you know what? Actually, literally, why don't you pay attention to some deja vu moments, whatever's standing out for you, and have a little sit with it, go into meditation. Like, I might do that tonight as well. What was, I may go back and rewatch Russell Brand's video. What was it that I had that deja vu moment on? What was it that he said? And maybe I can have a little sit with it, and maybe that's something that's going to work on a core belief that I have. Same thing for you. You guys are working on your core beliefs, bringing down long held beliefs, reevaluating. And that's definitely going to free up some things. So it may be a particular core belief that you don't think has a connection with your abundance, with your money and your wealth, but everything's connected. Literally, energy is like a little spider web, kind of like this spider here. There's these silky strands kind of all over the place that we can't physically see or sometimes feel, but they're there. So when we have a shift in our energy, it literally shifts everything. So really pay attention to moments that seem oddly familiar, if not deja vu-like, when it comes to your finances. And how does it make you feel? That's going to be the big thing, is trust your intuition. Is this something that's coming around again, or I feel like this has already happened and it feels good, or it doesn't feel so good, or it makes me feel wary, cautious? I know that Sumi had mentioned something earlier in the chat about don't believe everything that you hear. So that could be something connected, I think, to wealth, actually. So and definitely have a little sit with it, and please pay attention to those deja vu moments this month. That's going to be connected to your wealth, but making sure you run it through your own filter, of course. All right, so let's take a look at love. Antisocial. I find comfort in my own solitude. Okay, I'm getting this in terms of romantic love. There's a societal thing, and it could be just in American society, maybe it's, in other cultures as well, where we are told in many words, kind of a roundabout way, that happy people are coupled up, that you are only complete if you are with someone else. Why do you think they make such a big deal about Valentine's Day and all of that, where they make a lot of money on our Hallmark holiday, and those types of things? Yes, there is the positive side of it, where love, we should have more love in general in the world, because we are love. So let's exude some love and think with our heart. But then there's the other side of it, where it's the only way you can have love is if you have someone in your life. And so that this might be another belief that you want to run through your system, that, is there some sort of long held belief, whether you're with somebody or not, or even care to be with somebody, that you're somehow incomplete without someone else to love you. So it's as if the love you have for yourself is not enough. So when it does come to love this month, you may want to spend some time really learning to love yourself. And you may have become a little lax in that department because we're so busy trying to love and care for others that we may not do so for ourselves too often. But you may want to spend some time reevaluating how self-love shows up in your life. How do you care for yourself? And understanding that you're a full and complete person as you are. And if you end up having somebody else in your life, well, then make sure that they are a full and complete person as well. Two full and complete people, they can do some wonderful things, but they don't have to necessarily like fix one another. Like, you don't have to have that person to be a better person. Just be a better person, which is a healing process. It's a working on yourself. You don't necessarily need a second person there. So I'm getting a big thing about spending some time. You may want to spend some time alone if you are with somebody, where you have time for yourself, time for your spirituality, time for bubble baths, time for yoga, whatever it may be, where it's just you, and focusing on your care and your love, and realizing that you are love. And that's that's an amazing, complete thing to have. All right. Let's see. Sumi said, pressured to be in a relationship, marriage, children. What they don't tell you is that those relationships cost money. Dating costs money. Marriage costs money. Children cost lots of money. Yes. So there is that aspect too. So, maybe connected to wealth, but yeah, just maybe take a little time to just sit with the idea of, what does a relationship mean to you? What does the word love mean to you? What does it mean to you in terms of having someone else? What does it mean to you in terms of loving yourself or your friends or your family? And just start journaling, start writing it down, and you may find that it's time to shift that perspective in things. Okay, the last card is your career, Capricorn, and we have confident. I am unshakable. Aw, love the emojis. Okay, so when it comes to career, I don't know. I got a feeling things are going to be pretty cool. I mean, it's just going to be kind of a smooth month for you. That if you're taking some of the advice here, obviously trying some different things, putting yourself in different energetic situations, looking at who you decide is your energetic family, the family that you choose, your friends and things like that. Maybe working with some of these crystals here. KO said, this makes sense to me when it comes to friendship. OMG. So, yeah, I just see that things, like I said, when you change certain things up, or like you do a bit of work or healing, it just really affects all areas of your life. Even things that seem like they wouldn't connect, they do. That's just the way things are. And so, as you work on these things, as you try something out of your comfort zone, and all of these things, and re-looking over your schedule, just, I don't know, seems like you're just more happy at work. Even if nothing changes at work, your perspective of how you are in the workforce or the job that you have, you just seem happier, a lot more confident in what you're doing. And with that confidence comes boundaries, and you're more able to say, hey, this is what I want to do, or this is not what I want to do. But you're happy and confident knowing this and taking action on it. Hence where is he? The Emperor card. All right. Okay. Amazing. All right, so let's take a look into an opportunity and a block that may come up for you in April. So this month, and let's use the Good Karma Tarot for that. Okay, All right, Capricorn, April. Possible opportunity, possible opportunity. Possible block, possible block, possible block, possible block. Okay. All right, let's put these back in their cute little bag. Doop, doop. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at, let's see, Ko says, I've been literally working on my confidence in my career. Well, there you go. So yeah, just little tweaks elsewhere, in your life is definitely going to have an effect on your career. Misha, thank you so much. The just cuz, thank you. Very generous. Okay, so let's look into a possible block for you, Capricorn. Ooh, we have the Queen of Wands. Aw, little black kitty. Love the sunflowers. Okay, so possible block. Ooh. Capricorn. Okay, this message just came in loud and clear. So the one thing that could block all of this progress at, soon we caught the black kitty. One thing that could block a lot of this progress for April is the ego. So when our beliefs are challenged, whether somebody else challenged them or we're challenging themselves, and we realize certain ways of thinking, doing, being no longer serve us, the ego tends to get a little, because the ego loves what is familiar. That's what it knows, and that's what it feels comfortable in. And if you want to take that away from it, like a small child, it's going to react very negatively. It's going to throw a lot of fear, or you shouldn't do that, or scenarios that just kind of came out of left field, but trying to convince you that they could happen. Why would you want to do that? Or well, I've always been this way. I'm not changing for anyone. The ego kind of wants to throw that bravado in sometimes too, of like, you're not going to change me, so I would say meditation is key, because it's easier to discern when the ego is throwing up shade and bravado and what if this happens, fear, scared, and the voice of your higher self. So when you go into meditation, you build a relationship with that higher self, which in essence is your heart. It's the true you, the real you, the spirit form of you. And it wants nothing but the best for you, because it is love and you are love. And so if you can build a good relationship with your real self, your true self, it's easier to discern that voice from the voice of, no, don't even try doing that, because you could fail. How the ego likes to speak. So that is a possible block, is the ego. And that's just kind of what I was getting from this Queen of Wands here, is like, no, we're not making any changes, because this is working just fine. It's familiar with me. No, I don't want to do any sort of anything different, and that's when you're going to have to be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. I hear you. And then you go and do your thing. All right. So let's look at a possible opportunity then. And then we have the King of Cups. Interesting. So we have two court cards. You have your Queen and you have your King, one being Wands and one being Cups. All right, so a possible opportunity then, by getting more in touch with yourself and your heart, and in meditation, and possibly working with these blue stones that I mentioned earlier, the blue barite and the turquoise, your throat chakra, but also third eye chakra here, you're more in touch with, there's an opportunity to be led by your heart and your intuition than being led by the ego. So what a wonderful opportunity. So that way, when opportunities arise of, you could try this out, yes, it's a little out of your comfort zone, but you know what? I am protected because I listen to my intuition. I listen to my heart. My heart says I should go do this thing, and you go do the thing, and then you learn something about yourself, and then you build confidence, and you grow, and your energy shifts and changes, and more opportunities head your way, and then your connection with your job, with money, with relationships, they all tend to shift and change, because now you're being led by your heart than you are being led by your ego. So this is a huge opportunity, that if you can take some of this advice here, well, you're going to do some huge shifts. And I was already feeling that when I pulled this card. Wally had that big message of like, stuff's really going to be crumbling for Capricorn, and it's going to be beautiful because you're going to be led by the heart. So please take that opportunity to listen to your heart. Okay, Capricorn, we have come to the viewer's choice. So I'm going to pose 2 questions. You get to vote on which question you would like me to pull a card for, and I'm going to use the Animal Love Oracle. And here are the 2 questions. The first question is, and let me grab my little paper, what's the biggest lesson for Capricorn this month? Okay, what is the biggest lesson for Capricorn this month? If you want me to pull a card on that question, please vote with a red heart emoji, or if you can't get to the emojis, just type the words red heart. Or if you want me to pull a card on where Capricorn needs more balance in April, then please vote with a green heart emoji, or like I said, if you can't get to the emojis, just type the words green heart. Okay, so you guys go ahead and vote now, and when you're ready, I will go ahead and pull a card. All right, so Sumi is already voting green heart, green frog, green tea, or green frog tea. Okay, so we have 1 green heart thus far. So remember, red heart if you want to know what the lesson is for the month. Green heart if you want to know how to balance things out, or where you need to balance things out in April for our little Capricorns. Whoa, okay. I'm gonna lay that card off to the side, but I'm just gonna keep shuffling. So go ahead, continue voting, you guys, continue voting. So like I said, if you can't get to your emojis, just type red heart or just type green heart, okay? Red heart for the lesson, green heart for where to balance yourself out. All right, KO has the red heart. Okay, so we are tied so far, red, green. Misha says, I'm not a Cap, just enjoying the show. Well, Misha, maybe you want to be the tiebreaker then. So maybe throw a little red up or throw a little green up. You could be our tiebreaker today. All right. So red, green, red, da, da, da. Now I'm thinking of all the songs that have colors in them. Actually, let's make sure these are pretty thoroughly mixed for you guys. Give me just a second. And I'll put this off to the side here. Bless you. Okay, I think maybe I'll pull my coin out. So maybe we'll have Ishel do a little, Misha says they were first. All right, so Misha is our tiebreaker then. So we had 2 greens and we have 1 red. So it looks like we're going with the green one. Sumi said, Misha, exactly. I'm not Capricorn, but I've been showing up to the shows to listen and learn. And Sumi, it's been amazing. Like, I think you've literally been here for every single zodiac reading. This is great. Like, I love hanging out with you guys. This is a lot of fun for me, and so I like doing them. Well, I like doing so many of them. Okay, so it looks like green one. So where you guys need more balance as a Capricorn, where do you need more balance in April? Let's go ahead and pull that card. And a reminder, there are a lot of people that actually go back and watch the replay. So there's, of course, just a handful of you guys during the actual chat, but in replays, a lot of people, get a lot of benefit from this. Okay, so let's put these back in the box here. It looks like we have our card. And then we have the other card that kind of flew out, so I'm just going to take that as an extra message. All right, let's resituate the legs here. Okay. So where can you have more balance for April, my little cappies? Oh, cat. And don't we always equate cats with balance? Independent, patient, and present moment. All right. So Capricorn, what I'm getting for you is where to have more balance is actually what's right in front of you, your present moment. You may be in so many different places, like you're thinking ahead 3 steps, while at the same time thinking about just happened 5 minutes ago, and it seems to be really hard for you guys to be in the present moment. So when you think about cats and cat medicine, and the reason I love using this animal deck is because I love working with animal medicine. Their attributes and just them being who they are definitely helps us to understand who we are and helps us through our own lives. And cats are very aware of their surroundings, and they have to be in the present moment. Otherwise, they're going to fall. They're going to fall off the fence. They're going to fall off the chair, fall off the table if they get distracted and, you know, their attention goes elsewhere. But same thing for Capricorn. If you lose the balance of the present moment, then the things that you're trying to accomplish in that present moment will be sacrificed to your attention going elsewhere. So I'm just thinking of Wally, who sometimes, I mean, for a cat, he's very unusual. I mean, all my cats have been unusual, but he's unusual in where he tends to be a bit more clumsy, and that's because he has a lack of focus sometimes. Whereas Loki, being a much bigger cat, and he's like this giant panther, I could have like tarot cards on a table with a bunch of fragile things set up, and somehow this giant cat with his giant paws can tiptoe around these things and not move a single thing. It's like he was never there. And it's because he's so aware of where he is and what he's doing and where he's deciding to walk. Whereas Wally's like, what's Loki doing? What's happening over there? And he ends up falling off the table more often than not. So yeah, take into account that the balance needs to be in your present moment. Okay. So like I said, there was a card that flew out, and I just wanted to take this as an extra message. Dove, comfort, reassurance, and portal to love. And so that's the being very gentle with yourself. You're going to be rethinking some of those core beliefs and kind of who you are now. And that's a difficult thing to do, which is why it's so good that you have a strong support system, at least one person that you can talk to, because you would do the same for them. You know, I'm kind of getting that with the doves here. But please be very gentle with yourself. There's going to be ups, going to be downs. There's going to be times where you may become angry, sad, or maybe full of joy, you know, but just honoring those feelings and understanding that it's the process, you know, it's the ego getting bent out of shape, and you just need to give it your love and say, hey, you served me at one point and I totally understand where you're coming from, but this is who I am now. And showing the ego by living in the present, you know, and doing this continually until it becomes repetition. And soon the ego will accept it as this is who you are now instead of this is who you were. Okay. Misha said, I have a Loki cat too. She's a dainty orange girl with an attitude but loves me. Yeah, Loki he's a gentleman, you know. I mean, just looking at him, some people would be like, whoa, that's a big kitty, because he's a big boy. I mean, he's like, gosh, how big is he now? It's like 15 pounds. He's a big boy. And he's got these big orange eyes, but, you know, he's sweet. Okay, let's then go into our healing, you guys. You guys love the Tibetan singing bowls, so go ahead and bust those out. You guys, in the meantime, get yourselves nice and comfortable. Like I said, get something to drink, grab a pillow, grab your stuffy, put on your PJs, or depending on your time zone, maybe you are getting ready for dinner at this point. I'm just putting these in a way where you guys will be able to see all of them in frame. Okay, I am going to lower this camera down. So here we go. Ko said, beautiful reading. Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's do a little bit of a meditation, and I want to use these Tibetan singing bowls to help break up our current energy, you know, to allow in the things that you're choosing. Let's go ahead and get into a comfortable spot. I'm going to get comfy over here. And here we go. So take a nice breath in and out. In through the mouth, in through the nose. Fully filling the lungs the diaphragm, the stomach, and exhale through the mouth. Nice full exhale. Let the belly button hit the spine. In again. And out. And start to think about the energy that you would like to have for April. What is something that you want to work on? What is something that you would like to bring in? What's an area of your beliefs that you would like to question and you would like some extra love and energy sent to that? Have that be your focus on your next inhale. And as you exhale, think about what you would like to release. Perhaps it's an old belief, an old way of doing. Perhaps it's any blocks that may prevent you for fear of an unknown future in trying something new. Okay, and breathe in, intention, and out. Release, 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 release. And as you continue breathing, also try to imagine roots coming out from your legs, your feet, your backside. And these roots are going down into the soil of Mama Gaia. They twist and turn, go back and forth, but ultimately they go down, down, down. They're searching for the core of the earth, that beautiful bright core that is the heartbeat of the earth. It is the koyopa of the earth, also known as life force energy. This is the energy that we also possess, for we are the children of Gaia. And breathe it in. Once you have found that core, let your roots wrap nice and tight around that core. With them wrapped nice and tight, you know that you are held firm, you are loved, you are protected. Nothing can shake you. You're safe here on this earth. Continue breathing. Next, imagine above your head a beautiful bright white light. That light is source energy. It's where we all come from. And as the light travels down, let it come down through your crown chakra, your third eye, your throat, filling them all with light, into your heart, into your solar plexus, to your sacral, to your root, down through your roots, towards Mama Gaia's core. You have this beautiful opportunity to be a conduit of the two places in which you belong in a dual nature. You are spirit, you are source, you are love, yet you are also earth. You are also this dimension. You are also a child of Mama Gaia. And these two energies move through you. Earth energy moving up and source energy moving down. Feel these two energies within your body. Continue breathing. I will begin the Tibetan singing bowls and continue breathing. start bringing your awareness back into the body. Nice deep breaths. You can go ahead and start wiggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes if you had your eyes closed during this time. And yay! I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love busting out the Tibetan singing bowls. I think I want to maybe bust out some of my other instruments perhaps next month for our May readings when we do our zodiac readings. But like I said, tomorrow is going to be Pisces, and that will be the last zodiac sign for the April read. So if you got any Pisces or you just want to come hang out with us, then tomorrow 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is also the same time as Arizona Mountain Standard Time. So again, 7 p.m. Thank you to everybody who came for this particular reading. And let's close up the circle. So I am going to take that same rutile Brazilian quartz that I busted out at the very beginning, that I am borrowing from James' shop, like I said, from the Diamantina mine. And like I said, it's from his Etsy shop. So there's the price right there if you're interested. But it's like this is a rainbow, like wow, the amount of rainbows in this. All right, let's close up this elemental circle. So I'm going to thank the elements of the different directions, all 4 directions, bringing in that blue light once again and putting it back down into Mama Gaia. All right, so here we go. I thank the elementals of the north for helping us to cast our circle today. I thank the elementals of the east, the west, for helping us to cast our circle today. Thank you to the elementals of the south for helping us to cast our circle today. And thank you to the elementals of the east for helping us to cast our circle today. All right, our work is concluded. Thank you, and so it is. All right, so thank you guys so much. Like I said, thank you to everybody who is in the chat. Thank you to everybody who watches the replays, for all those who donated today. Oh, wow. Thank you, KO. Thank you so much. Misha said, found it in the description. Yay. So thank you, everybody who has done super stickers, super chats, everybody who has donated, little bits in here and there for PayPal me. Like I said, this is what I do, and it helps to keep food in my belly, roof over my head, and me able to continuing these types of readings and being able to do these live chats, because I love hanging out with you guys so much. This is why I decided to do that instead of a pre-recorded monthly reading. Actually just want to hang out with you guys and have a little back and forth, and allow you guys to also put your intuition, give your thoughts, so that you can expand upon the reading as well for anybody else who eventually watches in the future or are also in the chat. So thank you guys. Thank you to all my subscribers, everybody who's hit that notification bell for, updates on whenever, I'm doing some more crazy videos. Oh, there is one pre-recorded video that's coming up, and it's a pick a card reading through V Love and Crystal's collaboration group. So we're doing something a little fun for April, and you know me, I gotta have a weird intro to all of my videos. So let me know how you guys like that intro. So that'll be on the 6th. So I believe that's on Wednesday when that's going to air. So, definitely check it out. But I also want to thank my patrons. All right. Michelle, Surian, Brandy, V, Samara, Kirsten, the Silver Wheel Witch, Jason, Brian, and Kayla. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart, and to all of you guys as well. So I hope you have a wonderful evening. I hope you have a fantastic April. Don't stay stay up too late, kids. But it is Saturday night, so anyway, thank you guys for coming here, and yeah, catch you all later. Maybe 7 p.m. tomorrow. Oh, and tomorrow is also the weekly collective reading, and that's at 10 a.m. my time, so Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to hang out for our weekly reading, see you guys tomorrow morning and tomorrow evening. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.